In the past few months, when it comes to knitting, I've only been making sweaters and cardigans, mostly because it's been a really cold winter, but also because I've been going through a pretty intense sweater phase where all I've been wanting to make are either sweaters or cardigans. But now I want to make something different, and maybe that's because it's starting to get a little warmer outside, or maybe it's because I just want to do something different. But whatever it is, I am finally going to be knitting something that isn't a sweater or a cardigan, and I am going to attempt to make a sleeveless top on my knitting machine back here for the first time. I've only made sweaters. Well, I've only made a sweater and a cardigan on this knitting machine so far. And if I can do that, I feel like I'll be able to make a sleeveless top because I feel like it should be easier, but we'll see. So in this bin, I mostly have cotton yarn. So I have a lot of cotton yarn that I bought from Hobbii probably like 2 years ago, back when I was making mostly amigurumi plushies. And at the time I was making them with cotton yarn, so I just went overboard and bought like every single color in their like thinner cotton yarn. I have like so many colors of it. Like this is just some of it. Like every shade of every color, I have it. I have it all. And I think I want to use cotton yarn for this sleeveless top that I'm going to be making. I haven't really figured out what colors I want to make it in yet. I am leaning more towards like a dark pink or maroon color because I want it to look kind of like cherry blossoms, because spring is coming up and I'm actually also going to Japan in May, and if this top works out, I want to wear it in Japan. So I feel like it'd be nice to have some like cherry blossom colors, but I want like a nice dark pink. I feel like that would be pretty, or like light pink with like a reddy brown. That's what these colors are right here. So I don't think I'm gonna go for the cherry blossom colors at this time, just because none of them are speaking to me right now. And instead I'm gonna be going with this color combo right here. I love green and blue together. I think it looks so pretty. So yeah, these are the colors I'm going with. I just finished working up a swatch just to see if I liked the fabric of this yarn when worked up with the size of needles that I ended up going with. It's a little different on the knitting machine, but I ended up going with size 8, which ends up being, I want to say size 6mm knitting needles. Not actually sure. And this is what the yarn looks like when worked up in that size, and I think it looks so nice. I actually love this fabric so much. And now I'm also going to use the swatch to figure out my measurements, and instead of taking like my own measurements and then doing the math to figure out how, you know, my measurements that way. Instead, I'm going to be using one of my shirts as a guide for my measurements. I already know that I like the fit of this shirt, and I do want the sleeveless top to kind of, you know, fit in a similar way. So yeah, I'm gonna just use this top as a size guide just to make my life a little easier. I just finished writing down everything that I need to do for this top on my phone, and it took a little bit of time because I want to do shaping for this top, which requires a lot more, you know, planning. Since it's not going to be just like straight up and down for the front and back panel. Instead, I'm going to be doing some increases and decreases in order to create a shape that will best suit me. So I just finished doing all that, and hopefully it's right, but we'll find out later on, I guess. And I also wound my yarn into a little cake just so it'll be easier to use on the machine. Now that we've got all of that out of the way, we can start knitting on the machine. So I cast on with my circular needles, and now I'm just transferring my cast on stitches onto my knitting machine because I still haven't figured out how to cast on my knitting machine. Okay, I think I set up everything properly, so I'm going to do my first row. Whoop! She's a little tight. Nice! Okay, it's looking good. this right here is 77 rows, and I just finished all of the decreasing for this panel. So I like did the part that goes like inwards a little bit, so that's where I decreased to bring it in for my waist. And now I'm ready to start increasing, so I'm gonna get the panel to go back out again. So yeah, I want it to flare back out a little bit to kind of just have like an hourglass shape. It's gonna be very minimal though. It's not gonna be like a dramatic shaping, it's just gonna be very subtle. This is taking me a lot less time than I thought so far. I could mess up, which would make it take a lot longer. But yeah, once I finish the increasing rows, I'll be done this panel. Oh no! I messed up. I did 2 extra rows, so now I have to take them out. Finished all the increasing, which means I'm done making this panel. So I'm gonna take out all my weights here at the bottom. This panel looks so long. So when I had the weights on at the end, it really stretched it down and it looked really long, but I knew it was because of the weights. But now that the weights are off, it's still kind of long. This is how long it is. Okay, I'm gonna take it off my knitting machine needles and I'm gonna place it on my circular needles and I'm gonna cast off by hand. Actually, I'm gonna transfer them onto a lifeline and then I'll transfer them onto my circular needles. It's the next day and I am ready to start working on my second panel because yesterday I finished working on my first panel. So this is what it looks like. It just looks like a long rectangle right now. Well, actually this side you can kind of tell is longer than this side, but that's mostly because I did a stretchy bind off, so the bind off just looks really long. But yeah, this is one panel. And now I'm going to make a second panel exactly the same way that I made this panel. And if you're wondering where the blue yarn is gonna come in, I was originally gonna make one panel in green and one panel in blue, and then have one side one color and then the other side the other color. And I still like that idea and I'm still doing that, but I'm not gonna make it blue anymore. So this is the blue I was originally going with and I love it. It's such a pretty color and I think these colors look so pretty together. Oh yeah, they do look really pretty together. But then I started thinking, like, I feel like this would be really hard to match. I feel like I would want to match it with jeans, but I don't love like blue, like this shade of blue with jeans. I just feel like it's too much blue, unless I have black jeans. I don't have black jeans though. Yeah, I do love these two colors together though. So that was my original plan. Have one panel in green, the other panel in blue. And then if I made both panels exactly the same, like there wasn't one side that had more of like a dip for the collar or anything, then it could be reversible. I still like the idea of 2 different colors for the front and back panel. And I also don't have a choice with that because I ran out of this green yarn. So I have to make the other panel a different color. But I don't think I'm gonna do blue, even though it looks so pretty together. I think instead I'm gonna go with a more neutral color, something that will match with everything, which is this really light yellow. It's like a white yellow. These two colors actually look so pretty together. And this will be a lot easier to match. And as long as everything works out and I wanna wear this top in Japan, I feel like I'll feel more comfortable wearing these colors in Japan instead of like a bright blue and bright green together. I feel like that's kind of crazy. And I got the idea for this color combo from my slippers, and I'll show you. So my slipper here that I'm wearing, yeah, see, look. So this green is like the same, it's almost the same green as this. And then when I was trying to think of a new color to pair with it instead of blue, I was looking at my slippers and I was like, oh my god, the white. Well, this is technically like a white, but it's a cream. It's just undyed wool. So the creamy color I thought looked really nice with the green. And so the yellow is kind of like the same color. Anyways, that's where I got my inspiration from. So I'm going to cast on 47 stitches, I think it was, by hand, and then place them on my knitting machine to start working up the second panel. This shade of yellow is so pretty. It feels very spring. I just finished setting everything up in this little thing right here, and I was ready to go until I realized that I forgot to wind this into a cake. Which, yeah, it definitely helps to wind this into a cake. It's just easier to use in the machine. And yeah, I forgot to do it. So I'm gonna go do it now. It's not too late. Oh, shoot. Yep, okay, so I just realized that also means I have to take all of the stitches that I just put on my machine off my machine. And honestly, I might as well just take them apart because, yeah, it won't take long to redo. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, I got rid of the knot, so now I'm just gonna finish winding this cake. This is like the ugliest cake I've ever seen. Oh, okay. Look at that. That's so funny. We're finally back where we left off before I had to go and wind this yarn into a cake. So now I'm gonna do my first row, but first I have to actually set it back to 0. Okay, so I just reached the increase section of the panel, so I'm gonna do an increase on each side, but first I'm moving over 3 stitches so that I can do my increase 3 stitches from the edge of the panel. So now that I've placed the loop of one of my stitches onto another needle, once I do a row, it'll add an extra stitch. So I ended up doing 3 increases on each side of this panel, and then I did a few rows of stockinette, and now I'm ready to do some decreases on both sides. So now I'm going to take one of the stitches and place it onto another, which will create a decrease, and then I'm moving 3 stitches over, so we're bringing it in this time. And once I do a row, the decrease will be complete. I finished the yellow panel, so now I have both panels complete, which means I'm ready to sew them together. So this is what the top looks like with both panels sewn together along the sides right here. I still have to sew the top of the panels together. But before I did that, I wanted to try it on to make sure everything looked okay before I sewed this part together. I also wanted to try it on to see like how much I should sew for like along the top right here. And I'm glad I did that because I was about to sew like a big chunk of like the top of the front panels and leave a smaller hole for my head to go through. But now that I've tried it on, I'm definitely just gonna sew like a little part of the top of the panels together and just like have it kind of like this nice big open hole for my neck. Not sure how I feel about this top as of right now. I thought it would look different on, but I don't know. Maybe I just have to like style it better. Also, the rolling along the bottom edge and the top edge is throwing me off a little bit, and I really don't like it when it rolls. And I know that it's because this is stock net, and I know that blocking it might help a little bit, so I'm gonna ignore it until after I block it. And if it's still rolling after I block it, then I'll just slip stitch along the edges to kind of flatten it out a little bit. This is what the top looks like completely finished, and this is just one side of the top because it's reversible. The other side is green, so I'm going to switch this around and show you what the green side looks like. This is what the green side looks like. Super cute. At first I liked the yellow side the most, but now I think I kind of like the green side more. But I guess it just depends on how I'm feeling. Let me know in the comments down below which side you like better, if you like the green side more or if you like the yellow side more. Yeah, it's kind of fun that it's reversible. It's almost like two shirts in one, which is fun. And now for how I feel about this top. I don't know how to feel about this top. I like it enough, but I don't like it as much as I thought I would. It also didn't turn out exactly how I expected it to. If we look at the sides of the top right here, it's going in a little bit, and I didn't want it to do that. And the reason it's doing that is because this edge is rolling since the panels are stock net, and it's just making it go in a little bit. And I wanted it to sit more like this. I want to see if I can do it, if I can unroll it. But like I want it to be like more straight up and down. That was the look I was going for, and I feel like I didn't really accomplish that. So I'm a little disappointed in that. And aside from the armholes not being straight, another thing that gave me a hard time, it's not something that I don't like now, but it is something that gave me a hard time, was the edges. Because with the panels being stock knit, the bottom edge and the top edge rolled a lot. But I did fix that by just crocheting some slip stitches along my neck hole here, and I also crocheted some slip stitches along the bottom edge as well, which definitely helped a lot with the rolling because it's not doing it anymore. But there's still something missing about this top. There's something I don't like, and I don't know what it is. Maybe I just don't like this style of top on me. I don't know, but it's okay. I like it enough to wear it. It's just not going to be my favorite item of clothing, which is okay. This was my first sleeveless top on the machine, so it's okay that it didn't come out perfect. And now I have a better idea of what to expect making a sleeveless top on the machine, and I also know what I would do differently the next time around, because I definitely want to make more tops like this or just non-sweater garments on my machine, so I feel like I have a better idea of what to do next time around. Anyway, I'm gonna end this video here, but please let me know what you think of this top in the comments down below, and if there's anything that you guys would do differently, please let me know. I would love some suggestions for the next time around. I'm gonna go now, but hopefully I'll see you in one of my next videos. Bye!